Hey guys, West Coast Arachnids. Just going to do a little transfer. Not from that little container in front, that has nothing to do with this. Sorry, get it out of the way. Got the couple of LPs down there. I'm going to take number 2 and put it in there. As you can see, it's a much larger place for it to live. This is one of my bigger ones. It was kind of a, I had to decide between 1 or 2, and 2, I think that's a female, so, and I'm not sure of the other one, so I figured I'd put this one in here. And this is just temporary. They're going to come out of here. This is eventually going to be segregated into 4 or 5 different things. You know, they're going to be one here, one back, one back. There's going to be little plates in there with holes. Plastic sheets. Not sheets, but like acrylic, but not acrylic. Anyway, this guy out of here. And then I'm going to put my Poecilotherias in there because this one's a little bit too high, but I need these other enclosures that this one's in. So for now, a bunch of the much larger ones are going into whatever aquariums I have, and then after that I'll transfer them out into something a little more appropriate. I will probably get something to line this so that it doesn't fall. Can't go up, it'll slip. This guy tends to be a little hair flicky, which I really am kind of hoping he'll just get out, you know, and not flick me. If you tap their little back legs a little bit, tends to move them. I don't want you to climb the glass, buddy. I actually want you up and out. If it sounds funny, it's because I got a mask on my face. Really am reacting to these guys. All of my New Worlds giving me a hard time. So, oh, he's striking. Just a little tap saying, get out of my way. Nothing major. Just kind of pulled the brush towards me with his feet. Quite the grip that they have. Oh, there's the hair. Glad I got a mask on. Not up the glass, sorry buddy. Oh, you're not on the ground yet. Okay. Get the lid back on this thing because that dirt substrate is just packed full of that hair. They lay that into their area where their lair is. Just as a safe caution. Anything comes sniffing around, they get a nose full of urticating hairs. Let's sort that out a bit in there. Now it's got all that unnatural look to it because of the bottom of the other enclosure. I made sure there's nothing really pointy in there. There is a piece of ironwood in there, but it doesn't really have anything pointy that should puncture it if it falls on it. And I put the plants in the way on purpose, the plastic plants, so that it would cushion that if it did come off the edge and fall. I'm going to provide it with a hide. I need to find something that isn't going to mold. The terracotta pots in here is a little too moist. Don't want to put it in there because it will mold up. Now I don't have a lot of camera on this or battery left. Let's see if we can get this lit up. And just put you right there on the edge. Awesome. Maybe I can do that for feedings. Now he's going to want to climb right away. It's not his natural home. It's not going to want to be in there. So I'm actually going to put this light here up on top When you've got stuff like this, you never want to put a light directly on top of this screen, like this. You want to have it above like this one is. This one won't burn it, it's just LED. But if you have, you know, a heat lamp or something up on here and it's directly on top of this, it will burn your tarantula and kill it. A good example is if you go back and look at my earlier videos at Attila, it's in the playlist. I saved that one. I tried to save it from a pet store that had it set up that way, and it burnt its underside. So I took it home and I tried to save it. I figured, okay, maybe it'll molt out and be okay. But it molted and it literally tore the underside of its abdomen off. His insides and entrails came pouring out, and it actually survived. I can't believe it survived, and I think it's because it crawled through the dirt a bit and clogged it up with dirt. Because I didn't see the molt. But when I found it, its abdomen was shriveled right up. I took it out, I put it in an ICU. There's pictures and stuff of that. And it actually started feeding in the ICU about a week later. So it lasted about 6 months, and I did a very rookie mistake and put a live plant in there, and I left the soil in that was the original plant came with, which is bad because a lot of times there'll be some kind of fungus in there or mycelium growth, and there was. Sprouted up a yellow mushroom that was about 10 inches tall. It was like that high and that round, and I thought it looked pretty cool, but I knew that I needed to get it out of there, so I got it out of there, but it was probably too late. But it did survive another couple of months, so I don't think that's what's killed it. I think what killed it was the his abdomen just got too torn up in the molt, and it just finally took him. I don't know. But it was an awesome tarantula, formerly Haplopelma von Worthy. Beautiful, beautiful tea. My very first video that I put up was on him. I'm trying to get that one reclaimed, as somebody has the rights to it now, because I made the mistake of putting YouTube's royalty-free music on there, and then the guy pulled out. It's from Music Shake, and they pulled out from YouTube, took all their music away, and now they've got their own website up, and it's all royalty. Now you have to pay them royalty, so they've claimed that video for themselves, and they have the rights to it. So I don't like that, so I'm gonna pull it down because they haven't fixed it. YouTube, I've emailed them about a dozen times, and every time they kind of give me an automated message, and finally got hold of a real person, and they can't do anything about it. They keep saying they're going to try, but they haven't done nothing. It's been weeks. Well, it's been months. Started in October. But anyway, so I'm going to pull that video down, and I'm going to re-upload it. It'll be Attila's first feeding in her new home. That's what it's named now. If you want to go check it out, I'll put it at the end of this video. There'll be a link there, a little box somewhere up in there in the corner somewhere, or on the side. Anyway, I'm going to let this guy be, let him get acclimated a little bit, and see if I can't find him a hide. I mean, for the meantime, there is kind of a little cave right in there. You can kind of dig in a bit. And I need to actually use, those were all full of substrate, those three things. So I need to get some more substrate in there, and I need to get them bricks underneath there. You can see the white. There's 5 more bricks of substrate there, and I'll probably do up 2 more and pour it in there for them. Anyway, that's that awesome little teasies at Lazador Parahabana. It's one of my favorite teas ever. Wow. I don't like having these masks on my face when I'm doing these videos. It's hard to breathe, and that when you breathe out the air, it fogs up my glasses. I wear glasses, so it's hard to see. I love these teas. These are one of the very first tarantulas I ever owned, back about 35 years ago. And it got huge, huge. When I got it, it was a couple of years old, and I had it for about 9 or 10 years. My uncle had it for about 15. So we figure anywhere between 27 and 29 years old. And it was massive. It was over 11 inches. Female, of course. I am fairly certain this one's a female. I'm hoping to get a molt off it within the next, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think probably in the next 6 months. These guys molt usually once a year at this stage, and then after that it gets a little longer and a little longer and a little longer in between. But they get fairly large after each molt. And they do need a lot of space, so I got to get that other one out of there too, because it's pretty similar size to this one. So I'll get it into at least a 10-gallon tank. I got a bunch of 10-gallon tanks like these, which this guy here still hasn't molted. My grandma stole the portery. This other one here is not even ready to molt. These are supposed to be females, about 10 years old each, 9 and 10. This is what I was told. I'm not going to hold my breath on that until I actually get a molt and see if they're female. But they're awesome teas either way. And these are my big mess of aquariums. Can't really see, but that closet's completely filled with stuff that I got to get out of there. Then I can put all this other stuff in there, and I can move some more tables and shelving up here. These need to be cleaned out. I picked these up. Some guy was giving them away. And I had a couple, so there's 1, 2, 3 10-gallon, about a 15 or 20 gallon. I think it's 15. And then this one, about a 30 gallon, and this one's not quite so high. It's maybe 12, 14 inches high. This one here is 18 inches. This is why I want to use this one from the Poecilotheria. Lots of height. Give them about 7 or 8 inches this way, and they got 12 inches the other way. Plenty of room for them to grow a little bit. And yeah, hopefully it'll be good for a showcase tank. Get some good feeds. I'm looking forward to getting a lot of these into some showcase tanks. Just takes up a lot of room. I'm just glad I have this whole spare room. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it with that. This battery's gonna die on me. I don't have anything to feed them right now. I already just fed them. I tried to video it, and I went through about 2 hours of video and none of it turned out. So I'm hoping this one will. If you see the video, great, awesome. If you don't see it, then it was burned up too. Anyway, y'all take care. Have a great day, and bye for now.